Going on, Jerome's. We are back in the saddle again for the Week 3 NFL picks video. So we didn't have time to do a Week 2 picks vid, but we did put our selections up in the community tab for the record, and we went 10-4-1. Last weekend was very, very good in Jelly Bean City, but it sounds impressive, but Week 1 we were 4-11. So we're 14-15-1 on the season. Let's try and get above 500 this week. So selections, and again, so we got the away teams, home teams. We actually got the columns right this time. So the lines are in reference to the away team. So Tennessee is getting 3.5 points against Cleveland. And then if you scroll down, Buffalo is 6-point favorites on the road against the Commies. So that's how you read it for the non-degenerates out there. Again, entertainment purposes only. Financial investments have risks involved, and consult your blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, don't take these too seriously. First up, Tennessee Titans getting 3.5 points on the road against Cleveland. Cleveland's a bad team, straight up are, and I understand that Jerome Ford is the cat's ass, but Tennessee brings a ferocious front seven led by Jeffrey Simmons, who I think may be the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL right now. Sorry, Aaron Donald. And Tennessee is starting to get their ish together. Derrick Henry is starting to look like King Henry again, getting more than a field goal on the road. I'm going to take that to the bank. Next up, Atlanta on the road getting 3 at Detroit. Atlanta is 2-0 right now. I think they go 3-0. I think give me the points on the road for sure. I think Detroit is having some internal issues right now, and I think that this is going to be a bit of a slogfest. I think Bajon gets going in the house that Barry built, kind of. And it's kind of fun. Like Bajon Robinson is the closest thing to Barry Sanders since Barry Sanders. It's kind of amazing, man. I think Atlanta throws like 6 passes and they win outright, as well as give me the points. Next up, New Orleans at Green Bay. Now, the Saints don't play pretty ball, but that defense is pretty damn legit and can travel. Kendre Miller, the pride TCU, is going to be good to go off of his hamstring injury, so he could be in at running back over Tony Jones, who just randomly had 2 touchdowns. But I understand Jordan Love is looking really damn good right now, but a lot of injuries along the offensive line and also his playmakers, and I think that the Saints go marching in and get a win in Green Bay, so give me that 1 point as well. Denver going down South Beach, where Denver's 0-2, and they're teetering on the verge of implosion. So the stupid-ass Sean Payton experiment is not working out. Russ, cooked for like 2 seconds and then was taken off the burner. Miami is really damn good right now. Like Mike McDaniel, respect. Tua's playing at a high level. Tyreek is still a stud. They got a tough win last week in New England after winning a shootout, a classic against the Chargers week 1. So I think Miami holds serve at home, willing to fade the 6.5 points. I think they win by about 13-14. Next up, the San Diego Superchargers, now currently in LA, taking on the Vikings. I think this one is a shootout. I think that the over is a lock, but I think the Vikings get a win. They finally put a crooked number in the win column. I think the offensive line gets their ish together. I think that JJ has a potentially historic day. I think Kirk goes for 403. So give me all that. Give me that. Next up, New England is favorites on the road, 2.5 points, playing the Jets, where Belichick just owns the Jets. It's what happens, man. And now New England has a shortage of playmakers, but it's okay because the Jets have a great defense. And, hey, if you don't have a wide receiver 1, who's Sauce going to guard? On his side. But I think that the Patriots and Belichick do have something in store for Zach Wilson. I think that they go on the road and get a win in New England. Belichick, former HC of the NYJ for like 2 seconds. There you go. Buffalo is 6-point favorites on the road. Washington. By the way, the Patriots, Jets, the Bills, Commies, and the Colts, Ravens game all could be impacted by the hurricane and the storm. So I don't know if you want to bet the unders. I don't know. Who knows? But Buffalo is 6-point favorites on the road against the Commies. I think the Commies. First off, I like the 6 points, and also I think the Commies have a chance to win outright because, again, Josh Allen, sure, they got off the schneid at home against the Raiders, but I still don't trust Josh Allen. And this Bills team has a little bit more pores than in previous years. I think that Eric Bieniemy Has Sling and Sam Howell playing at an extremely high level. Scary Terry is the man. Washington may have the best defensive line in the National Football League, so give me the points at home. It's a new day, new dawn. They ain't the same old sorry-ass commies anymore. Next up, Houston getting 8 points on the road again in Jacksonville, AFC South matchup. Now, Jacksonville was not impressive last week against the Chiefs. Houston, it was whatever last week hosting the Colts, but I think Jacksonville wins by 10-ish in this game. I could see it being like I don't know, like a 24-14 type game in Duval. And then you got last of the noon games. You got Indianapolis visiting Baltimore. So Indy, Anthony Richardson is out with a concussion, so Minshew is going to be in, and that offense with Lamar is just getting revved up, man. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. I think Baltimore wins by about 13, somewhere in that range. The battle of the two former Baltimore teams. I wonder how many times I'll be brought up on the broadcast. Late games, got 3 of them. Carolina visiting Seattle, getting 5.5 points. Bryce Young is out. Also, Carolina has literally 0 wide receivers who can get any separation. Andy Dalton, Red Rifle, will be in, but Geno and company, they're starting to get their ish together. They're starting to roll, and I think they win by a couple touchdowns. Then you got 2 large spreads here. So we got Chicago, and Chicago may have had the worst, most interesting week of any team in NFL history, legitimately. But I think Justin Fields runs a lot more in this game, but I really don't think it's enough. I do not like laying more than double digits, but this is a spot where and Kansas City feels himself. I think Mahomes comes back to Arrowhead, has a statement-type game. I think this one could get ugly. I mean, could this be like a 41-7 type game? Certainly possible. Last of the late games, you got the Cowboys going on the road against Arizona, where, I mean, Arizona fought the good fight against the Giants, but I just feel like that's potentially such an emotionally deflating game where Arizona is just like whatever. And the Cowboys, big time loss with Trevon Diggs. Hopefully he's going to be good to go as soon as possible with that ACL. But I think the Cowboys come in. I think they stomp Arizona. Former NFC East matchup back when Arizona was in that division for whatever reason. Sunday Night Football. So how many times are they going to bring up the immaculate reception? Whatever. Pittsburgh out in Vegas, plus getting 2.5 points. I think even though the Raiders certainly were not impressive, the Steelers were definitely not impressive on Monday night against the Browns. Like they didn't even have a play inside the Browns 30 yet. They won with 2 defensive touchdowns. But the Raiders have a lot of issues going on right now. But I do think that they get things together. I think they win by a field goal on Sunday night. 2 Monday night games again, which should be a thing. So you got Philly 5-point favorites on the road in Tampa Bay. Now Vikings have played both these teams. Frankly, I was a little bit more impressed by Tampa Bay. Not gonna lie, I think Philly is a paper tiger. I think that they're just a pale imitation of what they were last year. I think Jalen Hurts certainly can get got. So I actually like Tampa Bay with the points. I like a little bit of money line too. I think the Bucs have a chance to win this outright and just start the freaking Mayfield hype train yet again. Why not? 3-0 Bucs. Let's go. Last of the Monday night game. So the Rams on the road. Puka Nacua, the primetime debut at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is dinged up. He may not play, and Jamar Chase is just like witness protection if you have him in fantasy. So I like the field goal in the spot. So give me the Rams. I think Rams potentially win outright on the road as well. But that's it. That's your Week 3 NFL picks. Sure to go wrong. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.